Okay. Good afternoon.
You there?
Okay. Hi. Good afternoon. My name is Kiva Gideon Taylor. I am board member with the Black Chamber of Commerce, and I am joined today with my co-host Brian Oliver with KWA Group Branding. We'll be co-hosting the meeting. Also joined by Tracy Thomas with Stellar Marketing, who also serves as the communications manager with the Black Chamber of Commerce. So we'll be managing today's session. So we've got a great session for you today. So just some housekeeping rules. We always like to see the faces of our members. So I invite you to turn your cameras on, turn your mics off. Yay, thank you, Lisa. And turn your mics off. We will have a Q&A session towards the end of the presentation. However, we invite you, if you have questions during the presentation, please feel free to put them in the chat. And we'll go ahead and get started. So Ryan, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm sorry, I'm turning it over to Joe. My apologies. Okay, so that's what happens when you're not looking at your script. So I am going to introduce our president of the Black Chamber, Joe Sanchez with the School District of Palm Beach County. Joe, the floor is yours to welcome our group.
Hey, thanks, Kelly. And good afternoon, everybody. We're right after 12 o'clock. Just want to welcome you here to our Wednesday Wisdom. We try to do this on a regular basis just to bring you some helpful information, stuff that you can apply to your jobs, your work, your businesses, so that you can continue to grow. We invite you to, of course, participate in all Black Chamber events, the different events, things that interest you, and become a member of the Black Chamber. You'll hear more about that later as well. But it's my pleasure to welcome you today. Just as a bit of news, next year we'll be celebrating our 20th anniversary as a chamber. So we're going to be looking forward to you guys joining us and helping us continue to learn how we can grow and better serve our members, future members, our corporate partners. So please get involved with us, get in touch with us. You'll be seeing a survey going out to ask for your input. And we also have a listening tour coming up. And you'll hear more about those dates coming up as well. The first one is next week, as a matter of fact. But thank you for joining us. Again, we love having you here, and we love to get your feedback for today's event and for other things as well. So, and now I'm going to turn over to Brian Oliver, who's going to be introducing our presenting sponsor. Brian.
Thank you, Joe, and welcome everyone. I have a couple of pleasures here today, but the first pleasure I have is allowing an introduction of our presenting sponsor for this month's Wednesday Wisdom. It's going to be the Black Business Investment Corporation, or the BBIC of Palm Beach County. So I'll allow Markeisha Johnson to chime in and say a couple of words on behalf of the BBIC. Markeisha?
Thank you, Brian, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Markeisha Johnson, and I work for the Palm Beach County Black Business Investment Corporation and Pathway Capital Funding. We are your community-based lender located here in West Beach. We provide access to capital for all demographics in Palm Beach County. The best way to reach us is through our phone number, which is 561-845-8055. And I will add a link to both our websites and our phone number in the chat. We bid you greetings on behalf of our president, Pamela Stewart, and our organization and partners. We have on the line today, besides myself, is Julie Joseph, who is our loan officer. We are excited to announce that we have an upcoming program called Optimize You that will be rolling out in Q4 of 2023, so about October of this year, and be on the lookout for exciting announcements about it. I thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you enjoyed today's session.
Thank you, Markeisha. Thank you. So my second pleasure of the day is allowing the host sponsor to say a couple of words. So I'm going to ask Cassandra Charles Gerst of NextEra Energy and FP&L to give a chance to talk a little bit about NextEra. Cassandra?
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks, Brian. Happy National Black Business Month, everyone. My name is Cassandra Charles Gerst, Supplier Diversity and Inclusion Program Manager for NextEra Energy, Florida Power and Light. NextEra Energy, Supplier Diversity and Inclusion is very proud to partner with the Black Chamber in celebrating National Black Business Month. As a presenting sponsor of a couple of the events this month. We just want to celebrate, recognize, and support Black-owned businesses who have made significant contributions to our national economy and local communities. I am super excited today to have with us Melanie Roger, who is our Digital Transformation Manager of NextEra Energy and Florida Power and Light, as a guest speaker on artificial intelligence. So hi, Melanie. Thank you so much for being here today. And just special thanks to the Chamber. On the meeting is also my team member, Kathy, Jean-Louis, and other NextEra folks as well. So thank you to the Chamber, and I'll turn it over back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you so much, NextEra Energy, for being an awesome sponsor for the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County. We appreciate it. And now I am going to do the honor of introducing Melanie Roger, and I'm going to do that by reading her bio. Which is so awesome. But here, before I talk about it, let me just read it, and you'll see why I am so enamored and I admire Melanie so much. So Melanie Roger is a seasoned leader in the energy space with over 20 years of experience spanning solar development, electrical grid design, M&A integration, power generation, and IT, while serving as digital transformation manager at NextEra Energy. Her background and extensive skill set enables her to lead transformational initiatives, optimize processes, and drive innovation in industry. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering from the University of South Florida, an MBA, a Six Sigma Black Belt, PMP certification, and is pursuing a Master's of Science in Artificial Intelligence from the Florida Atlantic University. Go Owls. Melanie is married to Edzar Roger, and she's a mother of 3 adorable boys and a fellow member of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County and a business owner, helping small businesses start up and scale. So without further ado, please welcome our friend, Melanie Roger. Melanie?
So thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And again, my name is Melanie Roger, and it is an honor to be here. I really am thrilled to be with you all today. First, I want to thank the Black Chamber of Commerce, BBIC, FPL for the honor to speak on this topic. Artificial intelligence is a game changer, and if properly used, it has the capability to augment, not replace, but augment your entire workforce, giving them the keys to accelerate. But before I begin, I want to take a quick poll to see who all is on. So I think we have a poll that's ready. And really, we want to see what's your comfort level with AI. So if we can get it's going to be 30 seconds. So let us know if you're an expert in AI, if you currently leverage AI in your business, but still want to learn more, or if you know nothing about AI. All right. And if we have about like 15 seconds left, hopefully everybody's dialing in. So can we see the results? All right, awesome. Yeah, one of the things is for those the 31% that says you know nothing about AI but want to learn, guess what? You have been using AI all along. So with that, I'm going to go into detail. So as I said, AI is your game changer. We're going to go into a background of how AI came to be. If you understand where it came from, you can understand where we're going, how to use it in your business, the pipeline that's coming down the pipeline that's going to change and revolutionize everything that we do, as well as some ethical concerns as well. So with that, so as I was going to say, we're going to level set expectations. We're going to keep it very high level, but we are on a precipice of a major shift of everything that we do, how we live, work, and play. It's all about to change. I'm having a bit of a, sorry. In life, everything is about exponents. If all changes that have happened have followed exponential curves. And what that means is it starts off small. The change that you see is fairly small. And then there's the point of inflection where everything changes rapidly. And the rate of change is almost vertical. We've seen exponential trends throughout history, and it's actually moving at a more rapid pace more than ever. You've seen it with compound interest, the world population, the rise of electric vehicles, e-commerce, and lately, we all had the painful memory of COVID. But this doesn't compare to what's about to come. While there's a lot of buzz about AI, it's important to know that it's actually been around since the 1950s. The world was at war, and the US government needed something powerful to crack the German code. So they turned to mathematicians, like you see on the screen, as Turing, and he created a digital computer using transistors. Alan Turing then went on to publish Computer Machinery and Intelligence, which theorized that if a machine could successfully mimic a human conversation to the extent that it could fool a human, then it had achieved a level of intelligence. This is also known as a Turing test. It's actually still used today. And then shortly after, McCarthy coined the word AI at Dartmouth. And since then, we have been on a quest to achieve AI. Over the next several decades, AI would make strides, creating the first programming language, the first chatbot, the first robot, the first autonomous vehicle. But at that time, things weren't moving fast enough. There was a slowdown, and it was known as the AI winter. That is, of course, until the 1990s, where you started seeing massive breakthroughs. In '97, Google's Deep Blue was able to beat the chess champion of the world. Speech recognition was released. Roomba, everybody loves those robotic robots, was released, and we got Watson. And our love-hate relationship with Siri and Alexa began as well. In 2011, AI was able to demonstrate its natural language processing and when IBM was able to win Jeopardy. 2012, tremendous breakthroughs on image recognition. And in 2016, AI was able to show its strategic thinking when DeepMind's AlphaGo defeated the world's Go champion. And as the latest craze, there's now, the last couple of years, there's been breakthroughs with generative AI. With generative AI, we can now generate audio, visual, textual content in cases quicker and actually cheaper than our human counterparts. What you see on the screen here is actually the evolution of AI. So right now we are in what you call simple AI. This is where the computer is able to do simple tasks, narrow tasks, but well exceeding the capabilities of a human. Even ChatGPT is what you call narrow AI, because it is all around speech and text recognition. The next level is what you call general AI. This is where everything comes together, and the technology is actually on par with the human intelligence. And then finally is artificial superintelligence. And with that, that's when the technology, the AI, is actually superior to a human and is able to reason on its own and able to learn on its own at a much faster pace than a human ever would. And you can imagine further down that would be what you call singularity, where the man and the machine merge. So, like I said, we have the Alexas of the world. We are getting closer and closer to AGI. Some already believe it's already here, and eventually it will turn into artificial superintelligence. But you might say, okay, I hear about all this AI and I use it, but I really don't understand how it works. Now, I'm going to break it down into simple language. So in essence, AI has always been trying to just mimic human intelligence. I actually created this image as a breakdown. So as you can see, you have the human on the left, and on the right is your AI. You might have heard different terminologies over time, such as like image recognition, automated speech recognition, natural language processing, large language models. If you're not in the industry, it can be very confusing. But when you kind of put it all together, you start to understand what it is these scientists are trying to do. In essence, they're trying to mimic a human. Our senses, how we see, how we touch, how we hear, those are all replicated with sensors and Internet of Things. Their ability to hear is the same as the computer's automated speech recognition. Our ability to talk and communicate, that's just natural language processing. Our ability to move and to balance, that's what robotics is all about, trying to mimic a human. And then, of course, it's all about how do we think, how do we reason? And that's where the scientists have been trying to recreate that with what you have with machine learning and deep learning and neural networks. All of that, everything that we do, it's about the environment. It's about what we are learning from our books, what we are learning from each other, what we are learning from our environments. In the AI world, it's all about what has been trained. It's been trained on these large data sets. But in essence, that is what we are putting together. And then when you think about the complexity of the human brain, right? Our brains work, they store a tremendous amount of data, approximately 2.5 petabytes or 2.5 million gigabytes. We have over 86 billion neurons and forming 100 trillion connections. That's not even something that our human brains can even fathom. But this is what scientists are rapidly trying to recreate in AI. And we do this all with powering less. Our brains take less than a light bulb, what it takes for a light bulb to power. However, on the AI front, it's a lot of electricity that takes to power that. So we're not quite there of reaching human intelligence. But with AI, there's a natural life cycle to it. First, it's all about you need to identify a problem. You need to gather clean data and you have to analyze it. And with that, you're going to create a model and you're going to train that model and fine-tune that model. Then you're going to deploy it, and all that you do, and basically what you're using is as you go out there and you leverage these applications that use AI, you are providing a feedback loop, because you might use an application and it might not give you the correct answer, and you will go back and you'll say, okay, this is not right. What you're doing is you're training the AI in the background. And you got to understand that the AI life cycle is iterative. And like I said, improvements have to be made and adjustments have to be made. But it's clear that the combination of technological advancements, data availability, research breakthroughs, and investments have propelled AI to where we are today. This momentum will continue as we continue to see exponential change in our industry. If you have a business, you're going to have a customer support component. So you should be using chatbots. If you haven't, that's just something that you definitely need to make sure you're leveraging to the fullest capability. Also, most sites have embedded AI tools that analyze when visitors come. Most of you should be using Google Analytics. With this, you're able to increase customer engagement, conversion rates, and your revenue. There are a number of AI tools for marketing, such as your MailChimps. These are all AI-driven recommendations that can analyze the customer's behavior to suggest personalized email content and send times. And as you know, we live in this world of social media. Whether you like it or not, we've got to embrace it. And with so many social media platforms out there, it could be a full-time job to maintain all the sites. But with social media tools like Hootsuite or Buffer, you can go ahead and schedule your posts, analyze your engagement metrics, and all from one place, definitely saving you time. And that's what AI is all about, is how do we augment your current jobs to save you time and really enable you to go to the next level. If you have a business and you have to schedule appointments, there are tons of scheduling tools out there where you shouldn't be having a receptionist schedule you. There are apps like Calendly. There's so many out there. And I'm going to show you a site that you can actually go out there and use to actually to pretty much search anything that's out there that you need for your business. You also have the AI-driven accounting software, such as your QuickBooks and your CRMs that can assist in leading the customer, those high leads. And there's also predictive analytics that if you have any type of machinery, you can leverage predictive analytics to analyze equipment data when it's ready before it fails. You also have inventory optimization tools that will help you to prevent overstocking or understocking. So a lot of these tools that I just mentioned, they've been around for a while, and you should have already integrated those into your everyday business model. And if you haven't, it's not too late. You can start right away. However, the latest tools that have been released for human consumption are known as content generators. With these, generative AI, it's also known as generative AI. And if anybody ever wanted to know what GPT stands for, is generative pre-trained transformers, but that's probably for another discussion. But with this, they use large language models. So when you think about it, everything AI starts with data and copious amounts of data. With the data, with the rise of social media, the internet, these all have provided just an endless supply of data that these scientists and these engineers and developers are pulling from to create these large language models. And it really is it's a marketer's dream, right? If I know we have some marketers on web developers on this call, but pretty much any industry, it will augment your business model as we know it. So with ChatGPT, you can leverage it for social media, taking out countless hours of your day trying to generate creative content. You can leverage that, and I don't say replace what you would do, but you can augment it. You can use it as a brainstorming tool. AI, this type of AI, this generative AI, can also help build up internal knowledge management systems. The biggest problem is lack of documentation in many businesses. People just don't have time to create it. And what happens is you can leverage AI to help build up that knowledge management at a very rapid pace. The tool can also bridge borders. So this is very, and it's a little bit, a little scary, but it's kind of like the Tower of Babel reborn. But you can use the tool to now bridge borders where language barriers are no longer an issue. I mean, yes, we have tools today like Google Translate, but this is really taking it to the next level. Because with ChatGPT and other generative AI solutions, it's not just taking content that's out there and regurgitating it to you. It's actually reasoning and creating new content, just like how a human would be. So it definitely can be used to help brainstorm new product ideas, marketing strategies, and really drive down those hours that you would have spent, leveraging your human mental capital. If you're in legal, it can help draft legal documents, review contracts, as long as you put in a prompt. So when you're using tools like this, think about how you reason day to day and the questions that you ask yourself. Well, turn those into prompts, and you can leverage ChatGPT to prompt it to then generate your content that you can then perfect what you're creating. Again, I have to tell you that it's not to replace what you do, right? It's to augment what you do. So it's to see it as a helper. The image generation, that actually uses a technology called General Adversarial Networks, or GANs for short. Again, anybody that's ever done a presentation, going out there, you have to, I would say, I used to be able to spend hours looking for the right stock photography that you ended up having to pay for anyway, and it didn't quite show what you wanted to show. But with this, you can actually use sites like Midjourney, DALL-E to say exactly what you want, and it generate the content for you. So it's a web developer's dream. It's anybody that does marketing, your social media. It just makes things better. Every business, if you have to pitch an idea, this just makes it better. And then you even have the tools out there to even create your presentation for you. I haven't quite found any that I quite like, so I kind of keep it for internally. But with time, you'll also see that perfecting as well. Video generation, that's done using recurrent neural networks and generative video models, and that really cuts down time, creating high quality videos that you can put together in a matter of seconds or minutes. So I told you about a few tools that are transforming your industry and sector, but as a business owner or a student or parent, anyone, what you want to do is you want to ask yourself, what AI should I use for my business model? And the thing is, there are thousands out there, and every single day, there are new tools released daily. It's hard to keep up. It's one of these industries, and kudos to each one of you all for being on this call and learning more. but it's really one of those things that you have to stay in the know daily because things are constantly changing. Like I said, that exponential curve, we are on that precipice to where it's going to be a vertical change. And if you're not ahead of it or on it, you're going to get left behind. So it's definitely one that you want to make sure that it's embedded in your in your business and that you are leveraging it so that way you don't get outdated. So things that you should be asking yourself is, what are areas in my business that cost me money? What are areas in my business that cost me time? Do I sometimes stop and say, there's got to be a better way? And if you stop and you say, yeah, that happens to me all the time, then think about what kind of AI tool can you use to augment. So one of the things I'm going to show you, and I apologize, with technology, there's always something that goes wrong, and that's what happened to me today. I'm going to show you a site that I'm not sure if you all know about it or not, but it's called, there is an AI for that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to stop share and share my screen again. Well, it's called, there's an AI for that.com, and I'm just gonna try to, okay. So this is a handy dandy tool that everyone can use. And again, it provides what's the latest and the greatest AI tools that are out there. You can search for your by industry. You can search for a specific task. So if you're trying to do a PowerPoint presentation, and as you can see, and this is a crowd funded, you should say, site. So people release and update new AI tools for that. There's some that are free. There's some that are subscription based. I don't endorse different ones because there's pretty much an AI for your specific business case. So I just want to arm you with the tools so that you know where to go in order to figure out, okay, where is AI? So these are some things that just launched. There's a timeline that you can look at, and you can literally see how, as of today, right? You already see these are, you have ChatGPT for lawyers, you have marketing, you can put in your job, right? And you can see, how is this going to impact my job in the future? So anybody with kids, right? This is something that you probably want to put in to see, like, okay, as they're going to go ahead and get their degrees, how is AI going to impact their jobs in the future? So definitely make sure you benchmark that. And which screen are you seeing? Okay. And that's just things that are here. There are things that are actually coming down the pipeline that you all need to be aware of. But as I was saying, look and ask yourself, how can I use AI? How can I leverage this in my business model? And when also doing that, make sure you understand, make sure you understand where it's coming from, because not everything on the internet you can you can trust, right? And the same thing is with AI. AI, it's taking data from everywhere and it is generating content or it's reasoning. However, you have to, again, just make sure you augment it, not replace what you're doing. Right. So some of the things I do want to show you is what's coming down the pipeline. So you see how things are changing rapidly today, but imagine a world where things like this become available for public consumption, because the things that you see today, those are things that are available for you to use, but there are things that are happening behind the scenes that there's scientists and developers and engineers that are working around the clock to create, and ultimately it's to create AGI. But I kind of wanted to give you some a little bit of screenshot. This is Disney's stunt robot. So this is a real robot. And as you can see, they use it at their Avenger show. So if you ever see Spidey flying through the air, it's not a person, it's a robot. So with that, they're becoming more and more agile. This is Boston Robotics. As you can see, robotic technology. I remember it must have been like 10 years ago when they first started doing it. The robots couldn't even walk. Neuralink. These are brain transmitters that they are looking at to see how do they sync the human brain with the computer. Just earlier this year, there was a medical breakthrough where the man that you see on the screen, he was fully paralyzed, but because they put a brain transmitter in it, in his brain, and was able to sync with the computer, he is now able to feel and he's able to walk. So when you start to think about these medical breakthroughs and the technology, it really is going to take us to it's going to take us to the next level, and it's going to change the way we see everything. And with the powerful computing, one of the reasons why you have seen such a breakthrough with AI is because the computing technology and the amount of data and, of course, the funding has gone through the roof. This is what I'm showing you now. It's the next generation of computing power. It's called quantum computing. And this, once they make it scalable, it's really going to revolutionize the industry and revolutionize our world as we know it. This kind of computing power, when you look at a digital computer, even our supercomputers, things that would take our supercomputers years, maybe even decades to build, to solve a problem, that quantum computing can do it in a matter of seconds. So with that, there's definitely a lot of things that we have to be cognizant of. The biggest also thing is, if we're using it, guess what? Cyber criminals will be using it as well. So in your business, you really need to think 10 steps ahead. When things are being developed in the industry, you really want to understand how can criminals leverage this? How can criminals use it to hack systems, hack data? And you want to be able to put safeguards in place in advance of that. So with that, there's ethical considerations to in play. You got to make sure that the data that you're using is equitable, is fair, right? If you're in the loan industry, you got to make sure that the data that you're using isn't biased. So, and then also you got to make sure that you are securing that data. If you're working with customers, don't put their data up in ChatGPT and having it analyze it, because once you put it in something like ChatGPT, guess what? It becomes public. You have to make sure that you are protecting the data of your clients, protecting the data of your business. If it's not something that you would want the public to know, don't put those in these type of tools, or create your own environment in your own business, in your own sandbox, to make sure that it's safe. So with that, I apologize. There were some glitches in my system, but I do want to thank you for joining me. I hope you came at least away with 1 or 2 nuggets. And right now I'm going to go ahead and open it up for discussion and chat.
Melanie, thank you. Great presentation. Hold on, I'm listening to 2 plays, so let me pause it. Sorry. So excellent presentation. I love what you're talking about, AI, and how we can leverage it. As it relates to cybersecurity threats, which is my field of expertise, how do you think we can defend against supercomputers? Let's say once quantum computing comes on stream, and what steps should we take now to prevent or prepare for that?
Excellent question. Yeah, so with quantum computing, that is something where you might have 2-factor factorials. The quantum computing, that's what they were saying with these bad actors, is with quantum computing, it can break those codes in a matter of seconds. So what we have to do is we really have to go ahead of the game. We have to really increase our something called our data encryption. When you think about it, there's enhanced encryption that you can do. In fact, in the quantum realm, they call it QKD, if I'm remembering it correctly. And that's basically your quantum key distribution for secure communication. Because with quantum computing, and for those that don't know about quantum computing, so really quick, high level, a regular computer is a digital computer, and it works off of transistors, and a transistor has is what you call it works on off a bit. So it could be in a state of a 0 or a 1. So it's like if this, then that. However, quantum computing, they work off something called a qubit, and it's kind of like a sphere, and it could be in a 0 or a 1 and a 0 and a 1 at the same time. So with that, it's multi-dimensional thinking. So it can look at computations in multiple planes, multiple dimensions, so to speak, versus just a single 0 to 1 like current computing. So with that, with the quantum computing, it's going to be able to, in seconds, break the encryption codes that are usually generated by RCAs. And so you have to be ahead of that game and understand and make sure that you are encrypting your data that basically from a quantum perspective. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers the question. But we also going to have to diversify how we encrypt our things as well, our data, because you really do have to be 10 steps ahead of the game. Because once it's released for public consumption, you better believe that the bad actors are going to use it.
Hi, Melanie. This is Pamela.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your excellent presentation. I have a
Thank you.
question. I have been dabbling around a bit with Jasper AI.
Mhm.
Educate me. What's the difference between Jasper and ChatGPT? Should I switch to ChatGPT or does it matter?
It is all about personal preference. Like what I showed you with, there's an AI for that. There's thousands and thousands of tools. And you're gonna, at any time, you're gonna see many tools that do the same exact thing. So it really is based on what, your preference. Jasper, it excels at many things, especially at maintaining like context and flow within a conversation, right? And ChatGPT, for me, I use ChatGPT. I don't know if it's a preference, but definitely you should. The one thing with ChatGPT though, which is a downfall, is it does have a knowledge cutoff of 2021. And when you think about, it seems kind of oxymoron because when you think about technology, everything is rapidly changing. And so when you're going off of like old data, you're like, this is, you just want to know, it just seems like an oxymoron that something as breaking, technology breaking as a GPT is only good up to 2021. So
Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thanks, Melanie. Okay, team, we are close to time. So I do want to thank Melanie and the NextEra FPL team. They have NextEra FPL is a corporate partner with the chamber, and they were the presenting sponsor for our National Black Business Month activities. So we do want to thank them for coming out today. Also, I want to thank the Palm Beach County Black Business Investment Corporation, who is also a corporate partner. And these are companies that believe in our mission and vision, and they have pledged their resources to support our members. So just want to share some upcoming events with you as we close out National Black Business Month. We will be, we are partnering with Hubbard Radio. They do have a pop-up event, Black Business pop-up shop in Boynton Beach tomorrow. So I invite you to check out our brand new website if you haven't seen it, to view all of our events. But we will be hosting also a listing tour series beginning on September 7th. We'll be going to all 4 corners of the county. We invite you to come out, members and non-members, because we want to hear from you. So that begins September 7th, runs through September 20th, I believe, but you can see that on the website. I also want to shout out another event. We do have business before hours with our city managers. So we're going to be hearing from representatives from Delray Beach, Mangonia Park, Riviera Beach, and West Palm Beach, and that's September 21st. So again, we invite you to check out all of those events on our brand new, vibrant website. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I am Keely Gideon Taylor, President-elect of the Black Chamber. Joe, wave your hand, who's the president, gave you welcome opening remarks. Thank you to Brian, who co-hosted the meeting. Thank you to Tracy. And for those of you that are not members, your future members, we invite you to check out the new and existing member orientation, which will give you tips to enhance your membership. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County, enjoy your afternoon.
Take care. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.